Activation code required. Access granted. Warning. Evacuation sequence activated.
We're back. Welcome to the bunker.
The fudge?
Go.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the S-4 Bunker as we come to you live in the Cascade Mountains, which is, well, not as smoky as it has been, but it's been a little bit drizzly. And, a couple announcements. September 9th, we are doing our disaster fair up here in Concrete, Washington. September 9th from noon to 7 p.m. Come check out the County Health Department, County Emergency Management, USGS.
All that jazz.
All that jazz, yeah. And Pagan Coffee begins for the Pagans Upriver. September 23rd will be the first one. And it'll be once a month after that.
Yeah.
All right, so you're back. Kayla's back, everyone.
I am.
You
For
got tired,
limited time only.
You got tired of working?
No, I'm never tired of working.
You got tired of working in the factory?
Yeah.
The factory stuff. I hear you. No, factory work stuff.
There we go.
I was like, no. Actually, I got a little tired of the drive.
Well, the drive
to
sucks too. Yeah,
the
no,
factory
absolutely.
and back. Yes.
Hey, is Rick and Nikki here now?
I'm here.
Nikki.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, good.
All right.
Why she's unemployed again, eh?
Oh.
Oh, by choice.
Wow.
By choice. That's the difference.
But yeah. No, I chose it. It was just too freaking far. Like, honestly, it'd take me like an hour and 20 minutes to get there.
Oh,
and
shit.
Then, like, without me driving, like,
That cuts you into 4 hours of sleep time.
well, yeah, and that's 4 hours of drive time every day just to get to and from work. Like, ugh.
Yeah. Well, I wondered, because I did that trip down to Anacortes from here about 2 weeks ago, and I don't know, an emergency sort of thing, and it was like, how do they do this every day?
Right, and it, like, I just couldn't anymore, so it was time for me to find something closer to home. I'm not going to divulge what that is, but it will be closer to home.
You're going back to Marketplace, aren't you?
Oh, hell.
Hey, Nikki.
I'd rather do double that drive. I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah, no. Screw that. Yeah. So, last week was kind of I guess, somber topic, somewhat. So we're lightening it up tonight with pop culture.
Culture of the pops.
Culture
Yes,
of the pop.
I want to talk about all the people that have died in Hollywood. No.
Okay. You know what? Death,
Oh my
I'm down
God.
with that.
Let's
The Reaper's
not.
fucking awesome.
I mean,
Wait.
no, we've got quite a few guys.
Speaking of the Reaper,
I mean, isn't Sigourney Weaver's character in Alien now dead? Didn't she die Well, she died and then she came back, but isn't she dead again?
Right.
Dude, come
Think of
on.
all the people that Annabelle's taken out.
What about the
Or
Winchester
Jason?
brothers? How many times have they died?
No.
And turned into the fucking demons and come back? And
That's
yeah.
okay, because that is totally all part of the character of the Winchester brothers.
But, okay. Normally you die.
Yeah.
You don't come back to the movie.
He didn't die.
That is not entirely true.
Bullshit!
Okay?
He's Walker, Texas Ranger now. He didn't die. He just changed
good God.
lives.
Yes.
He went into paranormal witness protection. Okay.
But
So-
that Winchester show was sort of fiddling around at the end when they got canceled. Dean was back involved somehow with Bobby, and they were trying to mess around with an alternate reality. So maybe they come back as who knows?
Well, okay, so my problem with all of the Winchester everything and everything
Supernatural.
else, okay, is there is, like, the original concept for the show. I really liked the original
first-
concept.
no, the first season was awesome.
Where they went and they saw all different kinds of what you would call monsters or cryptids or different
Supernatural shit.
things. And then it just became angels and demons for the rest
Yeah.
of it.
Well, the first and second seasons, I think, were decent. And then it just kind of went off and...
And all of a sudden it was all about angels and demons.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just take it and switch it around like that. It was
Why?
like grim, dude. Like, come
They paid
on.
for it. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Well, I know, but like, damn.
And not just that, but how far could they continue?
Yeah, I guess.
They gave it a storyline. That's what they needed.
I guess, like, think about, like, the X-Files, and, like, by the time you were on a couple of seasons of that, you're like, oh, I wonder what it's gonna be. Ooh, it's an alien.
It's
Like,
not gonna be aliens,
you
but
know.
it's gonna be aliens! And, you know, but I liked X-Files.
Yeah, the X-Files was.
I liked X-Files because I liked the Smoking Man, you've
Well-
got all these different...
But see, that's what I was saying, is the X-Files did the same thing, if you think about it.
They did.
They
for
went
16
from
fucking
all
seasons.
different types of anomalies to strictly aliens.
I still don't like sitting in a goddamn porta john.
Yeah, well. Okay, and
Because
then-
of X-Files.
And I gotta say, the other one thing that was really messed up about the Supernatural
Uh-huh.
is the fact that Sam and Dean went to the ends of the earth to save each other 1.5 million times, while they let their little brother rot in hell with Satan
Right?
and never went back for him. They were
Estranged
like,
brother.
It was a half
Estranged brother.
it doesn't matter. That's still their brother.
No, it's not.
Oh wait, my son's a half sibling, so yeah.
Like, I wouldn't just, like, leave somebody and be like, well, you know, they're
It depends
family,
on who the
but
fuck it is.
fuck them. Okay.
So, I would say pop culture really started before the TV. Because if you think about it, you had you had radio shows.
Oh, whoa. If we're going to, like, the beginning of pop culture,
Think about it.
It happened when the first
Mesopotamia.
caveman looked at the other
No.
caveman and said, hey,
Absolutely
did you see
not.
what happened in the sky today?
That's not pop culture.
Mesopotamia.
Okay?
Mesopotamia was the first act of pop culture.
They've been talking about spirits and shit since the beginning of time.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, that wasn't necessarily pop culture then.
That's what I'm talking
It
about.
would have been considered,
Well,
like,
And
just
explain Mesopotamia.
your stories.
Okay.
Shakespeare with the witches, and was it Hamlet or Othello? I'm not good on Shakespeare. I know the witches involved in it, so
Right.
Mesopotamia was the world's first city.
Right.
An actual collection of human beings.
Mesopotamia?
Isn't that the one that...
Samira.
No, Samaria.
Okay, that one.
Samar.
What the fuck ever.
yeah.
Anyways,
That was the
the
first.
first collection of human beings
Sumer.
in a city
Yep.
caused everyone in their houses to have a map of the city.
Okay.
That map itself is the first piece of pop culture.
How?
because everyone had one. It wasn't something you needed. You knew where the fuck you lived. Even and in order to view where you lived, you had to have, or you didn't have to have the map, because you already, in order to see it, you had to get to your house. Like, there was no fucking point. It was on the walls. They didn't have paper back then.
No.
So they put it on their walls. It was a piece of art.
Okay.
It was the first piece of actual natural art that everyone had.
Consumerism at its beginning point.
Not really, because consumerism would mean you paid for the art.
Well, they had to pay for the chisel, did they not?
No, they made it.
Well, fuck. They had to barter for that chisel piece. Okay.
So we're going to break this down a little bit, because we can sit and talk hauntings all night long. But when do you think UFOs and aliens really hit pop culture?
1950s.
UFOs and aliens?
I think
Oh,
before
the
that.
50s, I would imagine.
No?
Well,
50s?
No, the 30s.
40s,
We had
50s?
Fate magazine.
Wait, when was War of the Worlds?
War of the
That
Worlds
was
was the
50s.
original Jules Verne.
World of
did
the World.
that, right?
War of the Worlds is
I
considered the
think
first
that was
piece
it.
of pop
Well,
culture.
before that was Concrete's infamous radio show.
But War of the Worlds is the first one that had an actual full worldwide following.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, where it was
Part-
actually
that's
part
probably-
of our, what made us into what we are.
This is the thing that most people don't realize about pop culture. It actually, that we have gotten to the point, the moment we invented the telephone, we got to the point where you actually have to have it as a worldwide effect. It has to change the world for it to be pop or iconic, number
Right.
one. Number two, in order to be pop culture, it has to have an effect on almost an entire population.
So, I think the 1920s, and correct me if I'm wrong, Nikki, started with the Fox sisters with ESP, and I mean, and you know, some later claimed it was all fake, and there are certain boards under the table that were supposed to have given them mundane answers and shit. But I have to say, when it comes to psychics, ESP, seances, Ouija boards, 1920s with the Fox sisters. That started the pop culture on that side.
As far as it being something that was actually known, like, through a large audience of people, absolutely.
Because then you got,
I mean, you always had diviners and stuff
yeah,
before that.
well, before
point.
that, but they
Like,
weren't
way
really,
before that
they weren't really
point.
known so much.
But, I mean, like, realistically,
Okay.
no, though, because, okay, so yes, they popularized certain items, but there were people way earlier in history that were considered diviners.
But didn't the Quakers do divining all the time? If I remember right. It was one of those little subgroups.
Like water divining?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're forgetting something.
Huh.
We're not as old as you. We weren't there.
Yeah, Rick, you should be offended too, Rick. We had T-Rex races when we were kids, goddammit.
I would like to see that. I really would.
What,
Just
T-Rex
each
races?
of you on a T-Rex. And the T-Rex trying to swat you off with its little tiny arms.
Nope. Yep. They couldn't do it. We gave them a high five. Oh, goddamn.
But no, like, oh god, now my brain is going
I would say
blank.
the diviners,
No, but I mean, like, water watchers.
water witchers. Water witchers.
Nick or Nikki, what are you using for a microphone right now?
Big up.
Thank you.
Well,
So you're forgetting about the cave drawings. There were cave drawings of ET ships.
Yeah. Even here in America, there were cave drawings, I believe, Arizona, and I can't remember. I think we got cave drawings here in Washington. I think. Don't quote me on that.
Okay, but we're going beyond the idea of pop culture there. Okay,
Well,
so
sure.
what I would say is, what is the first event that happened, or first item, event,
Well, okay,
item
wait.
of consequence?
But wait, ancient art would be pop culture.
Would probably be the biggest. Well,
Because remember, the original Mona Lisa, for example, had a UFO in the background.
Who told you that?
Okay, not the original Mona Lisa. That
It did.
was Mary. Okay. They painted
I saw
over it and then mirror visioned
Back
it,
in
and oh my god. Okay.
1400. Whatever.
Now you're
I
just
know your finances. You ain't gonna be able to go to France to prove this. You're not gonna be able to go there, draw it on, and then tell me, take a picture, and say, "Hey, see, I told you."
We'll be able to afford it.
oh my gosh.
I'm trying to remember. I'm thinking of some of the original drawings and shit, though, of the German, the space battle over Nuremberg. I don't remember. When was that? That was 1400.
right?
Okay, I'm gonna try and give this show a little bit of structure here.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So the five of us are gonna go around.
Who?
We're gonna start with each different genre, I will say, of the paranormal. So we're gonna start with aliens. Aliens. This is our first
Ooh,
one.
aliens.
What is the most iconic to you? What do you feel is the most iconic alien piece of pop culture?
Close
out there?
Encounters of a Third Kind.
Okay. Kayla?
Most iconic piece of pop culture with an alien in it.
Oh, and 1561 was the Sky Battle over Nuremberg, by the way.
I would have to
The
say.
Battle over Nuremberg was 1561.
I honestly would go with E.T. as far as one of the first screenings of people that believe
can I
that.
explain?
Yes.
Aliens.
Close Encounters of a Third Kind actually made it to the White House and was shown to Ronald Reagan by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. Yeah, but I would say probably E.T. was the first one that made it to where ETs weren't only thought of as something scary that came from the sky.
What? E.T. wasn't scary. He was a little.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying, though.
A light bulb on his
It
fingertip.
was the first one to push it to the other side.
That was Paul.
What do you think?
Paul was that beer drinking, cigarette smoking alien that cussed all the time.
What do you think, Rick?
I'm gonna go with the Martians from War of the Worlds because it's been done so many times, and it was the first real. If you want to talk about mainstream, where the book was read and then it was converted into, it was actually, I think, done as a silent movie. A very short one, but done nonetheless. And then it was the Orson Welles, and of course our incident here in Concrete, and then the 50s version, which is still just it stands out. It's a fascinating movie. It looks cartoonish, but it's more artsy in a way. But those aliens, I mean, that story has been there, and it's been done in different ways. It's been done in TV shows, where it's been, people have ripped it off more or less. So yeah, I'm going to go with the aliens from the Martians from War of the Worlds.
Paula says the Great Gazoo, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course you would.
Nikki, how about yours?
My favorite would be Close Encounters and E.T., but going back in history...
I'm looking for most iconic, not favorite yet.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I would have a tendency to agree with Rick regarding the most iconic.
Well, I want to add a second iconic. So, close encounters would be when we first actually saw the potential for abduction. I think
Yeah.
Fourth Kind would be the most iconic for abduction. What? What? Speak.
You guys are all fucking hilarious.
Oh my god. What is yours then?
What is yours?
Star Trek.
Kingpin Tall.
Star Trek.
What?
Oh.
Which
Well,
Seriously? Star Trek.
well,
Star
Okay.
Trek started the sci-fi generation
in the
of...
it's always about Shatner and banging green women.
Well, no, but Star Trek started the revolution of Hollywood because it was the first time a woman ever actually made a difference on the production of a show.
True.
Okay.
And
Very true.
it was also showed to every president,
What?
yes, as a basis for what could be out there. It's not anymore because, well, we're smarter than that. We know they're not going to look exactly like us just with green
Right.
face paint. But
Well,
Somebody's telling me before I forget it. My favorite Martian.
yes, I remember that one.
Yeah, so do I. But that wasn't what I was thinking of. But they're like practically screaming it in my
We
head.
got
I'm like,
spirits
"Hey,
listening to the
Kale."
show. We do it every week, though.
Well, you know, there's one that I love that I totally didn't even think about until like just now, and that's Enemy Mine.
Yeah, that was okay.
Yes.
good show.
And The Last Starfighter. Mm-hmm. I like The Last Starfighter too. That was it didn't really make it real big, but I thought it was pretty decent.
There's this little franchise called Star Wars that might have made a big.
Okay,
difference.
so that was my next part of this. Star Trek is the most iconic of the three. There are three. They are known as the trifecta.
Okay.
There are only 5 people that have ever made the trifecta. 5 actors. The trifecta is you have been in a Star Wars film, a Star Trek film, and a Doctor Who episode.
Ooh.
Oh,
Those 3 are the most iconic films depicting an alien being in our lifetime and in many lifetimes before us. They are based off, like, yes, we've gotten them, like, characters from them and ideas from them from many things that came before. Paula, as for your question, they were not the first aliens depicted on screen, but in Star Trek, but Star Trek was the first one to depict intelligent life.
yes.
Before that, it was the 1950s. A lot of the films did depict aliens, but they were angry beings that only were out to kill humans.
Yep. The Day of the Earth stood still. Well-
what about the one with the? It's so iconic, and they remade it with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, that's The Day the Earth stood still.
Yes, where he was there to more or less tell Earth to get their crap together.
No,
Aliens
well,
work.
it depends on which version you watched, because it was pretty much you guys ain't got your shit together, you shot at us, so bye-bye, you're going to be destroyed
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, they're still out to destroy people if they don't change their ways.
Right.
But Star Trek is the first one to actually depict a fully peaceful race where they are more intelligent than us.
Right.
Right.
Where not even they won't destroy us, they won't. But if we don't change our ways, they'll just leave, and they'll never come back.
Right.
So,
Well, the Vulcans are assholes, so.
well, yeah, but friend,
The Vulcans were ticklish.
They're really big assholes. Holding us back from
I don't think
fire.
there's actually one of those,
Human chicken.
like one single Star Trek where they're not assholes.
Eh,
The only reason Spock wasn't completely an asshole is because he was half human.
true.
Well, the one thing that Star Trek got right regarding an ET that is legalistic, there are many, many real life races that are very legalistic.
Yeah.
No emotions whatsoever.
But then also, I think they also probably got right the other side of it too, where you have the Klingons, where it's complete fucking emotion.
That's,
Okay, so
there's a couple of races I've come across that are like,
I'm just gonna throw out one thing. Like when you say that Star Trek was the first depiction of an alien that was, how did you say that? It was
a completely peaceful
race.
peaceful race and peaceful beings, and
It
like
wasn't out for the human race.
humanoid type and everything. Well, wasn't Superman invented in 1937 or something?
Oh, yeah.
So wouldn't
There
the
you go.
original comic book of him be
yeah.
more than Star Trek the original would be, as far as depicting a alien race that was peaceful?
No.
No?
For one reason.
Why?
The original Superman hadn't decided whether we were worthy yet.
Okay. I mean, I guess I get that.
Until
I don't know much about
until the mid
DC
60s.
universe, so.
They still had versions of Superman ready to go that he was just going to kill everyone. He was going to end Earth.
Oh, okay.
In fact, there is one comic book that did get out into production by accident, where he actually shot a hole straight through Earth and destroyed the core.
That's
So-
son of a bitch.
If we think about popular culture, though, wouldn't the depictions in the comic books precede, like, all of the movies and stuff that we were talking about as far as the depictions
Like who?
of races and stuff, though?
Like who?
I'm really bad with comic books. I know that Superman came out in the 30s.
Superman's the only one the only
Superman
alien.
69.
Because you had Wonder Woman,
Okay.
you had Batman, you had like even Green Lantern is human.
Oh, well, yeah.
And the
You
first
gotta remember, if you're hitting comics, you're dealing with one subject, but you're also dealing with a secondary subject that goes back into comics itself. And that goes back a hell of a lot further than comic books.
And that's still a part of pop culture, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, because the original, like, comic books were based off of different things like mythical gods and, like, Homer's Odyssey and different things like that. A hero's journey. Like,
Well, you got Amazing Tales.
those aren't aliens.
Well,
those
even
aren't aliens, but, I mean, they're super powerful beings.
But they're not. That's the thing. Even so the first actual comics and like comic books of DC and Marvel, friend, none of the mutants or anything were around till the 60s. Everyone else was based off a Greek god, a Viking god.
Yeah, but, okay, so wouldn't Thor be
yeah.
technically an alien? I mean,
What?
because he comes from a different planet.
No,
No, he's a god.
absolutely not.
Okay, I was
Because
honestly wondering. I
he's
wasn't.
not an alien
no, he's
because
from another planet. How
No,
can
he's
you
not.
Midgard.
But
It's
can you classify
are we going with the
a
MCU
what?
or
Can you classify? Wait,
first
what?
of all, Midgard is Earth. Second
no,
of
not,
all,
you're right. You're right. Midgard is Earth, but Asgard. But
Asgard
you know, are
is
you
not a
talking
planet.
about comic books? Or are you talking about Norse mythology? Or are you
I'm talking about the comic books. And
Okay.
the original comic book, even in the original comic book, Asgard's not a planet.
Okay, that's what I was wondering because I thought in the original comic book that Asgard was its own planetary system, not that it's a different version
Not
of the
its own
reality of
planetary
the
system.
Okay.
It is a realm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rome.
It is
Right.
one of the 9 realms.
Okay,
Right.
alright. I'm sorry. I seriously thought that it was depicted
I
as a
like
different
Thor.
planet.
We call him an alien now. In the originals, he was never called an alien.
Okay.
He was called a god.
Yeah, he's a god.
Okay. I see that. Don't know the original comic books. I know the versions that we see now.
So even the MCU plays homage to that, where they actually, when they first talk about him in S.H.I.E.L.D., when Nick Fury first mentions Thor, he says the alien god.
So basically the only aliens in the original comic series would have been like Superman and Supergirl.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much.
And everything else was planetary based or god based. Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That's where I got
so
confused because I was like,
too,
I don't know.
Heathens
and
today
Kayla-
still see Thor as a god.
Can you? I'm sorry.
ahead,
What was
Nikki.
that, Nikki?
Can you classify a god from another realm as an ET?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think they fall into their own
Why?
category.
Why?
Yeah, they fall into their own category, but they're a different race.
Yes, they
Yeah,
are.
I think that would be more like
But-
we would classify like
They're not extraterrestrial. They are terrestrial because in the original comic book series of Thor and the gods of that realm lies parallel to ours. It is part of Earth.
I think they would be considered more ancient races than they would be considered extraterrestrial. But I think that would also probably fall more into the like cryptid realm than it would necessarily into the extraterrestrial realm as well, though. I mean, like if you were going to classify it as something, it would fall more fae or cryptid than it would fall.
So, let me throw it this way. Would Christians, Catholics, even Muslims consider Allah or God an extraterrestrial?
Wait a minute, say that again?
Would Christians, Catholics, or Muslims consider Allah or God an extraterrestrial?
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
That's
So why
blasphemy.
would you call
Just by
Thor,
definition, God.
Odin, or any other gods extraterrestrial?
Yeah, I guess there are more creators.
Any other-
Huh?
Well, the
That's the
internet again, but yeah.
They would not consider any other gods. It is-
Yes, they were by the very
Yeah.
first. They were called gods.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you had
Go ahead and tell a heathen that Thor is an alien. Seriously.
what is it called though? You had
Even the
the
Bible talks about
Titans.
worship no other gods before me.
I'm just going to say it. Loki would do it.
Right? Well, Loki is doing it as a joke.
No. Okay, so I am really, really bad on pretty much any of the gods in mythology. I really am. It's not something I've ever really gotten that much into. I know a couple of names of different mythical gods, like different Greek gods or different Norse gods or different. Okay, but I'm not like big into that, so I don't really know much about it. So would Titans, okay, or the ones before humans, okay, so like most of them have some kind of a mythology or a common understanding that there
in order
was.
to do it, pick one.
Huh?
Pick a mythology. Like,
Okay,
are
so
you going Greek?
I'm gonna go Greek mythology because it's the only one I really know that much about, and I'm gonna say like before the humans were created, there were Titans that ruled the earth, and like there was the water earth lady, and then there was
Did you not
Chronix
hear the
or
5
something?
little women on the Voss?
what?
They said they ruled the earth.
Right.
They're not aliens.
Well, okay, I know, but that's where I'm saying, like, wouldn't all of that be considered?
How many times
like,
have we watched Hercules together?
okay.
Paula just posted a great poster here, and yeah, that's a big argument. I don't. They keep calling the Anunnaki alien, and sure, they might be alien. Even God would be an alien if he visited this planet. To someone that saw him coming down from the sky. But The Anunnaki.
You listen to your goddamn president.
Yeah, I know. Not my president. But honestly, the Anunnaki, in my opinion, we're not alien. They were gods.
Okay.
But anyone that did not recognize fire or something coming out of the sky, yeah, they're going to be seen as.
You try telling the ancient Sumerians that that's.
They weren't alien.
They were alien. They were their gods.
Oh, the ancient, yeah. Yeah, dipshit.
Okay.
All kinds of.
So, in that case, now that we have destroyed everyone on this panel's religion in some way, shape, or form.
Not really, I'm still pretty comfortable with mine.
I'm pretty comfortable with mine. I know my gods and goddesses aren't aliens. So.
What do you think the most iconic, like, cryptid would be?
Oh yeah, I want to get into this.
Oh, cryptids. So, can I start with Bigfoot?
You can try.
Go for it.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah, I would.
There you
Okay.
go.
Because you're not going to find, you don't find, other than documentaries where someone...
Whoa.
Is Harry and the Hendersons the most iconic cryptid?
I think so.
What about, like, Chewie?
The only other... Because I was brainstorming this the other day. I like Point Pleasant, the Mothman movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those will be my two, because I can't think
Really?
of... Yeah.
Well, isn't Godzilla a cryptid?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
Okay.
your number one right there.
Hey, Robert. Welcome.
Uh-oh, Robert.
Okay.
Hey, Robert,
Don't do it.
Nikki just called you God and alien.
Kayla.
What? With who? And
Nikki just called you God and alien.
Oh, my God.
Kayla,
Yeah.
you can go, but if you take mine, I'll smack you.
No, you go.
Brand, no, you gotta go first because
No,
I know
you
I'm
go
the winner.
first.
Nikki, how are you?
Aren't flying spiders cryptids?
What?
Really? Aren't flying spiders cryptids?
No. They're
Okay.
just those are from Australia. They're proven to be real.
What about the man who killed Hitler and then killed Bigfoot?
Yeah. What is your most iconic cryptid?
Movie, right?
Oh,
Yeah. Well, pop
that's
culture.
what- Oh, movie?
Book, movie, or art,
Yeah. Or music.
or music. Yeah. You know, there's actually a band called Sasquatch.
Doesn't shock
Well,
me.
Sasquatch always is the first cryptid that always comes to my mind. Always.
Yeah, but you won't find a whole lot of Bigfoot movies. Not movies. Documentaries are a dime a dozen. You just punch in Bigfoot or Sasquatch on YouTube, for example, you'll find 11 billion of them. But as far as a movie goes,
Harry and the Hendersons.
That's
is,
your only one?
To me, the most iconic, but
No. There's another pop culture. There is another.
I'm sure.
There's
But
Yeah,
wait.
the $6 million man bought Bigfoot.
okay.
Oh, and then you're dealing with the Hulk. He's not a cryptid, but yet
Andre the Giant.
time.
No, I'd count him as a cryptid now.
Good call, Robert. Yes, it was Andre the Giant. You're right.
I would count that as cryptid. The Hulk. Yeah.
Okay, can I ask, would you guys count these two as cryptids? Would you count the creature from the Black Lagoon as a cryptid?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
And would you count Frankenstein as a cryptid?
Yes.
Yes.
But, okay. He
Well,
was,
no.
No.
No, I wouldn't. Frankenstein's
No,
monster?
he
Yes.
was-
Frankenstein himself?
Oh,
Not
I'm
really.
sorry, Frankenstein's monster.
he was man-made, though.
Huh?
He was man-made.
Yeah, he was artificially human parts.
Bigfoot could have been man-made too. You don't know what he
Well,
slept
no,
with.
we don't. And just like the Hulk. The Hulk was self-made. He drank his...
Andre the Giant could have fucked a monkey and we got Bigfoot out of it.
Oh my god!
Oh God.
Like, okay, so we got
Brother.
Somebody
the
just
original.
said they're going to give you a gib slap for that.
They got the Creature and the Revenge of the Creature too, that came out before the Creature, the Black Lagoon, and it was like a big swamp monster.
But again, we
Like,
talked about that.
alien
Those are no
creature.
longer iconic.
Right, but in their day they
'Cause-
were.
Yeah, but they're no longer iconic because consider a kid that, like, our kids' age that can actually name them.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean,
But I've got one that almost every human being alive can name.
what's that?
My Little Pony. There are Pegasus in My Little Pony.
Right.
And if you show one to almost any person, they know it.
Why don't you just go full hog and go Care Bears?
Because Care Bears are considered just teddy bears. They're not a cryptid.
What about Smurfs?
Smurfs are... Okay, Smurf you, first of all. They're not a cryptid.
Why
What
not?
are they?
They're fake.
Because they are
They're
considered man-made.
fey.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. They're fey. You're right.
Garfield can see them.
Fey is a whole other world.
That's because Gargamel helped make them.
Wait.
So
He fully made Smurfette.
Okay, now
Smurfette is
if
his
we
full
want to
invention.
go into iconic movies that talk about aliens and talk about cryptids, it has to be monsters versus aliens.
No. It's the man who
Okay.
killed Hitler, then Bigfoot.
Right? Or Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Pride and Prejudice versus zombies or whatever. Okay.
Oh my God.
So dumb. Like some of the movies that they come I just don't even understand.
The pandemic was hard on everybody, including Hollywood.
yeah, and then they go on strike.
Hey, it's not their fault.
Well, they're
It's just-
striking for a very
they want their
good
money.
reason.
Yeah, they want their
Oh
money.
no, I get it, but that's still hurt Hollywood.
Yeah.
Only the part that we didn't give a shit about.
Yeah. Nobody really gives a fuck about the studios.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're dealing with a very serious topic of AI taking over a lot of shit. So yeah, it could be a very serious subject because they're dealing with the fact
Really?
that they're
I thought it was over
when you
women
sign,
being recognized.
how it was described by one of the actors recently, like within the last week, was that when they sign a contract, AI basically they're signing over every aspect of their physical appearance, the sound of their voice, every aspect of that to a movie studio, to where that movie studio can then use AI to replace the human being.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this out
They're
here.
in a completely different aspect of Hollywood now that has totally shifted.
Has
So, yeah,
anybody
they're
seen
huge
the new
people.
season of Black Mirror?
No.
No.
Okay, the very first episode of the new season of Black Mirror is the fact that all of these celebrities were replaced with AI versions of themselves. And that these versions of themselves did things that the celebrities would never, ever in a million years do.
Like Megan Fox
And
walking down in underwear.
No, friend, Salma Hayek takes shit in a church.
Oh.
okay,
Like in the
yeah,
aisle.
like things that these people would never ever do, and the AI versions of them were doing these things and giving them
A bad
a
name.
bad rap because
Yep.
of the fact that they signed over their total likeness and everything to the company. Okay, so
Now the fans hate them
realistically,
because they think they actually took a shit in the church.
yeah. So realistically, if AI does get to the point where it can simulate a person and everything about their appearance, their actions, the way they move, everything, then how are we going to ever know whether or not that's the actual actor doing this or the AI generated version of them?
Well, and then Disney just made 16 announcements that kind of shocked the fucking world.
What?
They want to shut down the Star Wars universe. They want to shut down the MCU. They want to shut down Disney Plus, along with a few other things.
Well,
Damn.
well, they're hurting. They're bleeding money.
Yeah, I mean their box office is.
Sure they are.
Well, no, they've lost. I mean, they're not what they were by a long stretch, and
They never will be.
The ideal is to make the stockholders more money.
Mm-hmm.
It's not right, but it's what it is. And
But that's the problem. What they're doing isn't going to make the stockholders more money. It's actually going to lose them a lot more money because shutting down Disney Plus, there's only one reason they're doing it. They're trying to push to make all of their films wholly available.
They're ready to sell. They're selling ESPN. They're trying to find somebody to buy that, and it makes them money because of their NFL deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, it does for now. That's the problem. The NFL deal, it only matters until the NFL actually starts its own true streaming service.
So what's their goal? They're trying to make everybody go to where?
Theaters.
That ain't gonna work.
Their last 3 films have died in the box office. And I don't mean their last 3 like Marvel films or Star Wars. I mean their last 3 Disney films.
Period.
Yes.
Died. Little Mermaid did.
Yeah. Little Mermaid tanked.
Yep.
Good.
But, well, yeah, I agree. But that's the problem. They are not making new content for Disney. They are rehashing old content.
Yeah, no shit.
That's what's killing them. And they don't realize it. They think it's because 6 weeks after it hits theaters, it's coming out on Disney Plus. No, because every time they advertise one of their new movies is coming out on Disney Plus, they get about 10,000 new people signing up for Disney Plus.
Yep. I don't go to theaters, and I don't know too many people that do.
No, it's uncomfortable as hell.
Yeah. It's much better than just sitting at home watching Disney Plus.
Yeah, I can go to the bathroom without missing the flight.
Exactly.
I can drink beer. Well, you can drink beer
Now,
in the theater, but it's overpriced.
Throwing this out there. Who has seen, I haven't gotten to watch it yet, but Jeff watched it. The Pope's Exorcist.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen the movie.
I
No, it's a
don't
movie.
do the scary, spooky
You said it was fucking
It's also a real guy.
Huh?
It's also a real guy.
Yeah, I know. The Pope's Exorcist is supposed to be a really badass movie.
Supposedly, yeah.
That stuff scares me to no end.
I saw it. I didn't see the movie. I saw the previews and trailer for it, and I am not one. I don't like demon movies.
Oh, come on.
She's an absolute liar.
Right?
So, you watch every single one of them.
Well, I do end up watching them. It's just they scare the shit out of me.
Well,
Really?
A perfect example, the Disney thing where they went not reading the room is Indiana Jones, this last one they put out. Why? Why do we need a fifth?
Harrison Ford is too damn old.
He was too damn old back in 2006.
I know.
They didn't need it.
I lost.
No reason to make this movie.
Honestly, I lost touch with Indiana Jones after the first one. I don't think I've seen
Okay,
it.
if we're gonna talk about people that are way too old to play action heroes, has anybody seen the new Matrix? Okay.
Again,
Keanu Reeves should not be playing Neo anymore
I think
either.
I saw Matrix 1 and 2, and I haven't watched any more after that.
John Wick has proof that Keanu Reeves can still do action.
I haven't seen 4.
I haven't seen 3 or 4 on the John Wick movie.
Oh, I've seen 1, 2, and 3. I haven't seen the newest one.
It was terrible.
So, iconic haunting.
Oh no. Iconic haunting.
I think Exorcist really broke the...
But that's possession. That's not a haunting, right?
Oh, I think it walks a line.
Okay.
When it comes to you're a pickle.
What was that?
Pickle Rick.
Demon, was that demon attached to that house, and that's how he got into Reagan, or? I say I never watched the movie. That movie scares me. I'm not touching it. I've only seen scenes. Touch it.
I think there's 3 that went back to back pretty close, and that's Exorcist, Amityville, and Poltergeist.
And
What about The
Poltergeist.
that was
Shining?
what I was
Yeah, I think those 3.
What do you mean back to back?
Okay,
Yep.
now
Like time wise?
No, like as far as
no,
he's
no.
thinking iconic
for,
amounts.
for iconic, terror, demonic.
thinking. Yeah. Yep.
Well, wouldn't The
Ooh.
Shining fit into that too?
Which one?
The Shining?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It would.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you had a whole series of iconic flicks, and then of course you've got The Conjuring, the
Well,
Conjuring series.
You
I'm
gotta.
sorry, none of them will ever beat The Exorcist.
No,
We gotta
Because
also.
none of them,
Yeah.
none of the other ones
different.
put that many people in the fucking hospital.
No.
in real life.
Yeah. Which one?
Hillbillies in a haunted house. I'm sure it put a lot of people in the theater or in the hospital.
Which
But on
one?
a global scale, The Exorcist put the most.
Yep.
Okay, but like.
I don't know about that. I think War of the Worlds might have done a bit more damage. Because
Which one?
when it
War
came
of
on
the
the
Worlds.
radio,
Oh,
everyone
yeah, yeah,
got-
yeah,
they
yeah.
started
Yeah.
jumping
Oh,
off
yeah.
buildings. and
But
stuff.
that's not.
It's paranormal.
That it's paranormal, but we're on like demons and that kind of shit.
Like demons and ghosts?
War of the Worlds for me is still aliens, and that one, to me, I will agree that one does rival Star Trek, because there isn't a person alive that hasn't heard of the War of the Worlds,
Right.
Okay.
whether it be the broadcast or the movie.
Mm-hmm.
The actual act itself, like the actual
Come
storyline,
on, Concrete made history with it.
Well,
concrete history.
when we're talking.
No, they talk about Concrete in international news.
When we're talking about ghosts, though, and we're talking about the iconicness of a ghost,
Right.
you guys, like, everybody always seems to go to, like, straight scary ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But there's also ones that aren't. There's
Well, come
comedy
on,
ghosts,
come on.
like, okay, like Haunted Mansion, Field of Dreams, like,
Oh yeah, I
these
love
type of
Field
ones
Dreams.
that were massively iconic,
No,
but
there
they
was a
depicted ghosts in a different
There was
way.
a black and white 1940s, and I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. But
Passenger on a Train?
no, it was a couple that you don't know in the beginning, but they went over a bridge and they died in their car. And the whole movie is them walking around wondering why nobody's paying attention to them.
Oh, I've seen that. I don't remember the
I
name
don't
of it.
remember the name of it.
But
Well, that might be what they based the others off
Black and
of.
white.
With,
Huh?
with Nicole Kidman. They might have based that one off that.
Oh,
to,
no,
no.
No, I was asking Eric. I didn't know.
All right.
Sorry. Go ahead, Robert.
You're right. You're right. The one I'm thinking of is where the it focuses in on the Nicole Kidman's character, and she thinks that the place is haunted with her 2 kids. And,
Yeah, that was the
it
that was
turns out that
that was
she
the others.
one that was doing the haunting.
That's the others.
Yeah,
the others.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the others, yeah.
I still think the most iconic ghost is going to be
one
Casper.
that I'm thinking of is Topper.
Copper.
Does anybody remember Topper as a ghost?
No.
Or not him as a ghost, but the woman who dies? She's
Yeah,
murdered.
I think it's Topper. I think it's Topper. I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, Topper is the woman in the movie is murdered. They're in a mansion that the other 2 friends go to a piece of property where one of the women is inheriting it. The whole family, the rest of the family is there that she doesn't know anything about. She brings a girlfriend with her, and they stay in the mansion, and they switch rooms, and her friend is murdered, and she ends up, they bypass on the road this guy and his driver, and that's how she ends up with him, and that's Topper. It's one of my old time favorite movies from I believe it's the 40s. It's in black and white, and they made a series of 3 movies out of it with Topper and female goat. Does it work?
Say
what?
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 Huh? No, I was listening.
I'm trying to.
Paula said 6 Sense.
Huh?
Yeah, Sixth Sense is a good one too.
Yeah,
Sixth Sense is good. Absolutely.
What? There was I can't for the life of me. I cannot remember the name of this movie, but it did scare me. It had had one of the guys from Simon and Simon. It was back in the 80s, late 80s. But it was about they went into a church and there was all this weird demon stuff. Satan was trying to get out of a mirror, so that was his entryway into our universe, I guess. So,
well, then you've got in 81, This House Possessed.
House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah,
House
that's
on
another
Haunted
good
Hill.
one.
Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
And actually, Ghostbusters was a television show long before it was ever a movie. Well, different concept, but
I think the Ghostbusters was iconic for investigation.
yes. Well, don't you think
yes
that
and no.
our modern investigational sort of stuff sprung from there to the
Yes and no, because I go back to The Conjuring for that.
Because who's the most famous character on Ghostbusters?
Ray.
Huh?
Slimer.
Slimer.
No, absolutely not.
I think so.
You're wrong.
Okay,
But
fine.
I think of Ray.
It's Stay Puft.
Stay Puft. I didn't even think
It
of
absolutely
Well,
is.
it's Stay Puft too.
Yeah, it really absolutely is. The Marshmallow Man is the most famous character from the actual Ghostbusters. That's listed on Ghostbusters Wiki.
Oh, Wiki. Wiki knows all.
They actually do. He is the most popular character. And it's why he's featured in the new movie.
There is no Dana, only Zool.
You know what? You guys are all wrong. The most
God,
okay. It's totally
Explain, Kayla. Explain.
totally the most like iconic movie of all times that has not only a weird ass ghost scene in it, but also a cryptid scene in it, and also like every other fucking genre of movie you could possibly think of is The Shape of Water.
Fuck off. You're fucking disgusting.
Because it
No,
totally
you're gross.
Haven't seen it.
You're
it
gross.
has animals.
Shape of Water is a good movie.
Nikki, you're gross too. Jesus Christ.
Okay, I gotta
That was
admit,
just wrong.
I gotta
thought you
admit,
just
the
said
whole
50 Shades of
awkward
Grey.
Beast Man sex
50 Shades
scene
of
was a
Grey.
little much for me.
Yeah, I didn't watch that movie. I walked in on that scene. Okay? Brent, I was not happy.
Okay, I gotta tell you guys a short little story here, just because it's walking in on scenes that are terrible. Okay, when me and Cole first got together, we were staying with some of his friends, Brad and Leanne, and they were very
Christian, let's just say it.
very super Christian people, and we were sitting there and we were watching Clerks 2.
Okay, hold on. Before she finishes that, when she says Leanne was Christian, she means like innocent Christian.
Yes, like very innocent, never done anything type of Christian. Okay?
Right.
And we were watching Clerks 2 because it had just come out. And they came home and walked in right in the middle of the donkey scene. Okay?
And of course, like Brad's Christian too, but he's also still a guy.
Brad sat there and was
for a
like,
minute.
"What are you guys watching?" And Leanne just went, "Oh my gosh!" And
He did
ran
not
off.
say it that way. He said, "What are you watching? That's interesting."
Right. So, just to throw out like embarrassing moments when a movie kind of was like, oh,
I don't know. The Shape of Water
scene.
still beat that one because I walked in and it was Kayla, her two sisters, and her mom watching it together. And they're all staring intently at this creature having sex with a human. That, and me and my sister-in-law walked in and we immediately walked out of the room. We're like, no. This ain't happening. Whatever floats these people's boats, that ain't ours.
Oh.
B.
Friend. Okay, I'm going to hit the one that I would think a lot of people were waiting for, because it is paranormal. Time travel.
Okay, whoa. One last ghost one. Charles St. Cloud. Okay, now. Time travel.
The Time Machine.
Travel paranormal.
The Time Machine, 1950s, 60s.
But it's not paranormal. It's a science thing.
Then
right?
do it.
It's
It's still good. The paranormal is scientific.
Yeah.
It's just science that we can't prove. You can
True.
tell me all the theories about fucking time travel. Do it.
Here's the thing: it's
Try it.
paranormal until science catches up to it.
That's right.
Okay.
that good point. Good point.
So we're talking time travel, right? And like the most iconic time travel movies.
Yeah, Time
Well,
Machine.
of course it's gonna be Back to the Future.
Like, and that's the thing. I could time travel, just Caleb won't let me spend the $400 to buy the flexible capacitor. So,
That's because I'd have to fix it like every week, and I just don't want to deal with it.
No, but okay. So Back to the Future was great, but Time Machine, the Time Machine,
it's not considered iconic anymore.
No,
it is to me.
but it was for the
Yeah, but you're ancient. Remember?
Good God.
No, in our day, okay, even in my day and age, that was considered iconic.
Okay.
Not because of the movie,
Just
but because
you
the
weren't
book.
born when it came out.
No, but the book was still required reading.
Okay.
It's not anymore.
It is not considered required reading. I can ask every one of my kids. I could probably ask Eric's kids, and then I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No.
They're gonna
Okay.
be like, you mean the one from Back to the Future?
But I do
They wouldn't
have
even
to
know
say,
Back to the Future, I
though,
don't think.
Mine would.
there are other time travel movies that I would put not necessarily as iconic as Back to the Future, but definitely are right up there.
Okay, but here's the reason. Here's the reason, because Eric just said they wouldn't even know Back to the Future. I guarantee you, your kids would.
Donnie Darko.
Maybe.
For one
Donnie
reason,
Darko, totally.
Back to the Future keeps getting reiterated, just not in the ways that we're used to as adults.
Right.
Yeah, the Terminator was all about future travel. So
The
was
Terminator is considered iconic because, again, keeps getting reanimated in ways that we don't think about. Video games.
yeah.
Fortnite has featured both Back to the Future and
Okay.
Terminator,
Okay.
making it popular amongst kids again.
Right.
The highest grossing, I don't know, I think it's still the highest grossing, but one of the Marvel penultimate movie for the original series of Marvel movies, Endgame, is a time travel movie, and it openly references Back to the Future. And because they're making, your whole concept of time travel is Back to the Future. They make fun of it repeatedly. It's
Until
mentioned
Ant-Man shows them that there really is a way to go back in time.
Okay, like, what about the butterfly effect?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah.
12
Like-
Monkeys?
12 Monkeys,
12 Monkeys.
for sure. Interstellar was one that was all about time travel.
Oh, there you go, Paul, Bill, and Ted.
Yep.
What about Groundhog Day?
Groundhog's Day. Yeah.
Stuck in a time
Tomorrow War. The Edge of Tomorrow. Excuse me.
There you go.
But Tomorrow War as well. That's
And
the one where they
that's
go.
not called Edge of
and then
Tomorrow
they get-
anymore.
Oh no.
It's called Live, Die, Repeat now.
Oh man.
There's a Denzel Washington movie where he's just a regular cop.
Deja vu.
Yeah,
There's a
Deja Vu.
bombing on the ferry.
Isn't that Parasidio?
Yeah, time travel.
Yeah.
What about Time Cop? Do 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 do.
Nikki already said Time Cop on the thing. You just read that.
I did not.
Really? Just
oh my
stealing
god.
ideas?
Okay.
Wow.
Sorry.
Back for one day and you're already fucking up.
Demolition Man.
What was that movie we just watched? It was like Boss Level.
Yes, Boss Level.
Ah,
If you guys haven't seen that one, you gotta watch that.
Which one?
Boss Level. It was really good.
The guy wakes up, has no idea why, but he keeps living the same day. And then he figures out that his wife actually made time travel possible. And she inserted him into a time loop, until he figures out how to win. To make it so him and her both live through the day. So every time he dies, he just gets put back to the that morning.
Huh.
Reset. Yep.
Yeah, it is a really good movie.
Is It's a Wonderful Life a time travel movie?
Oh, kinda, yeah.
An alternate universe where what happens if? So,
I don't know if that's actually considered a time travel movie or
A ghost.
I think that would be more of like a
alternate reality.
parallel dimension
Yeah,
movie.
Star Trek 4.
Star Trek 4, yeah.
Or like,
Actually, Star Trek time traveled a shit ton, Robert. You ought to
what's
know
that
about
like?
They
I do, but that's the main one.
fucking place.
What's that brand new one? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once?
Oh God, yes, that movie's fantastic.
that's not time travel.
Wouldn't it be considered time travel, or would it just be considered
Yeah.
dimensional
Alternate
looping?
reality.
It's a time-
Alternate reality.
That's
is-
alternate
yeah,
reality because everything
Parallel
still moves
universes.
parallel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it's
Lupa?
just
The one with
I use those in the
what's his
shower.
face?
I use those in the
right.
shower.
He
Lufa.
goes back and tactical himself. Looper.
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 Looper, there you go.
Looper, yes. Or, let's take, Funny into account and say Click.
I will not give it to Looper. No,
Why?
because those two actors didn't look fuck all alike.
Yeah,
So
that was-
fuck that shit.
that was a-
It doesn't get it. No.
Okay.
Well, the new Indiana Jones movie has time travel in it, right?
Which one?
Which
I
one?
haven't seen the new Indiana Jones movie.
Oh fuck if I know. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Friend,
It's called The Dial of Destiny, and I just from
Rick, you cried at the end of Everything Everywhere All at Once?
yeah.
Me and Kayla were still fucking puking over the hot dog fingers. Like,
Hot dog.
Yeah, it's you have to see that movie if you haven't seen it. So wait a minute.
Kayla kept getting grossed out because I kept like going near her and like trying to touch her with my fingers.
Oh.
Wouldn't
Yeah, Star Trek basically is nothing but every time they need a MacGuffin for anything, it's time travel. Time travel, time travel, time travel, time. Star Trek time travels more than any. Star
Well,
Wars actually
okay.
is in a
no, actually,
time
if we're gonna go
Yeah,
with time travel, I would have to say that Doctor Who probably time travels more than any.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, the trifecta are really literally.
He's
the
kind
three
of a time lord.
Most time travel shows and movies because Star Trek does it all the time.
Right.
But you're all forgetting that time travel doesn't only go one way, and they do time travel in every single episode because they go into warp speed, which is not actually possible yet by fact. It's possible in theory. Therefore, both that and Star Wars do time travel in every single time.
Well, then every movie ever with
just
a
to say
fucking
it,
spaceship does.
Han Solo is the best at it.
Well, that's because he can go 3 part.
No, he can do the Kessel Run in under 12 parsecs.
There we
you
go. That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
It just came out retarded sounding. Oh my god. Okay, So
You have never watched Doctor Who, Nikki?
That idea out, so
No, it's Paula.
called.
Or Paula? You've never watched Doctor Who? You need to. And if the guy's face bugs you, just
No.
hey,
wait
if the
for the
guy's
next
face
season.
bugs you, just wait a few seasons.
Oh my gosh!
It's
what?
a different doctor.
Yeah, he
Every
changes
season.
so much.
Usually.
Oh, Cole, what is that? What was that? That movie with Oh man, he gets sucked into, and he has like a little communicator guy with him that tells him, and he goes into like super famous people, and he makes them do.
Oh, Serpico.
No, Quantum Leap.
Yeah,
Oh, movie.
yeah.
TV show.
Yeah.
Old people. Yeah.
But if you want the movie version, Brad, it's not time travel, but
Wait a
it does
couple
go
years.
into other celebrities. It's being John Malkovich.
Oh,
That is the movie version of Quantum Leap.
I guess.
But source code does the whole jumping somebody into another person's body to try to. They send him back in time to try to stop a bomb exploding on a train for some reason. And every time he jumps back, he keeps dealing with this one woman over and over
fuck.
again. And of course, it turns into romantic crap that ruins a perfectly good movie. So
I know that one.
yeah, it's Jake Gyllenhaal and I forget the girl's name, but Rebecca Vera Farmiga's in that one too. So yeah.
There's one from back in the 80s called Timescape.
Oh yeah.
A group of tourists from the future come back and watch disasters happening. So,
Oh yeah.
Would
Like,
erasers
they
be?
just,
No.
they just came from Pompeii, and they had the ash on their shoes.
Oh yeah. Okay, I
Source
remember
code.
that one.
Rick.
Huh?
Source code.
Source code. Yeah. Yeah. It was a great movie.
So
Yeah. It was a yeah. There was also there was a called Time Chasers. That where the guy had the airplane. It was done on Mystery Science Theater 3000, some self thing.
What about Faye?
Go back in time. They showed up for the Revolutionary War. And
We think we're on the topic.
What's that one you talked about that where they died in a car accident?
I think it was Topper.
Okay, so I think they remade that movie, but a little bit differently,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called Multiverse. Now,
Huh.
it's on Hulu.
Okay.
It's actually a really bad movie, but it's worth watching. Because
Okay.
it's not a bad movie till the very fucking end and you realize what's actually going on.
That's how the 1950s version was too.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what movie do you guys think portrays Faye in the most realistic way?
Tinkerbell, the cartoon.
Nope.
Really? Oh.
Fuck you. Fern Gully, motherfucker. Fern Gully all the way.
Fern Gully was
nobody
good.
watched that movie except little Canadian kids.
Fuck
Nobody
you.
watched that movie.
Like
Also, okay, there is another one.
Torchwood actually did. I think it was
Kids too. Then
Torchwood season 1. I believe it's episode 3 or 4. Actually had a fairy that they had.
My name is Betty. My name is Betty.
You know.
Robin Williams.
Oh,
Remember?
Oh,
He was in
wow.
Fern Gully.
Fern
And
Gully.
Tim Curry. Yeah.
Yeah.
huh?
Tim Curry was also in it.
You know,
Yeah.
the one that I think like depicts them the best, honestly. And I don't know why I love this movie, but I'll watch it any day of the week, and it's like a weird little kid movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the Spiderwick Chronicles.
That's good too.
It's not the one that best portrays him, though.
Which one do
Actually,
you
it's not
think?
the most iconic that best portrays him.
Yeah, but
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings
Lord of
does
the
too.
Rings,
Yeah, I
yeah.
guess so.
Because it not only portrays one type of fae.
No,
it
I've got
portrays
multiple.
Most of them.
Yep. And Bright.
Well, in that case, wouldn't Willow be in the same category?
No.
Have you seen Bright?
Willow doesn't even deserve to be alive. Fuck him.
Oh my god, what is wrong with you?
Bright with Will Smith.
So do I, Nikki.
Oh,
I just
yeah,
had
I
fucking
liked
Kayla
that
because it's her
one,
favorite
too.
movie.
I like that one too. Bright was a good movie.
I thought it was great when he was hitting the flying fairy with his broom.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna go like old school,
Rick, did your hair run away?
Huh?
Did you get a spider in the mail? Yeah, did you get a spider in the mail or something? Because your hair ran away.
No, the hair was growing at a rate exponential to what I liked. So I had clippers, and I did not have money to go pay somebody to not do the job correctly. So, yep.
What about?
Why would you pay someone not to do the job correctly?
Oh my god!
I pay them to do the job right, and they keep screwing it up. I tell them the hair on the top grows faster than.
No, hey Rick,
and
you're
they
old.
always leave it.
You're old. Your hair's not going to grow back now.
Oh my god! Whatever.
Multiple times, it grows back every time.
What about like the Dark Crystal or Pan's Labyrinth?
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What other movies?
11, 22, 16.
I know there are more than just obviously.
And then there's like my namesake movie that is Wizards. Because Fritz,
You're
they
not Harry
killed
Potter.
Fritz.
You know, I thought the Harry Potter series, though, portrayed many different Fey realms, too.
It did. It did.
Dobby, come on.
Well, you got, like-
First of all, it's Dobby, and that bitch died.
It's
it was
Dobby.
dumb.
No, it's Dobby.
What about like
Why the hell would he try and save the wizards?
the never-ending story?
Wait, didn't Dean Winchester?
That goes against podcast protocol, first of all.
What?
You do not bring up the never-ending story on any podcast because it makes people cry, Kayla. You're an asshole.
Fuck the never-ending story.
Okay, if we're gonna go old school and say the most iconic fairy, like anything, wouldn't it be Shakespeare's A Midsummer's Night Dream?
I'm going to get canceled for this, but no, I'm going to say milk.
What?
Only one person got that!
I've never seen that.
Yeah, but you shut it off halfway through because you were bored.
Okay, never mind. You're a horrible person.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't say Midsummer's Night Dream.
No comments on that.
Because they're not well portrayed.
What?
I don't think they're well portrayed.
In the Midsummer's Night's Dream by William Shakespeare?
Yeah.
No.
Because number one, in the original play, it was only played by men. So
Yeah.
all the Fae are men?
Nope.
Well, maybe.
Not even close.
Maybe
Oh,
they're
hell no.
non-sexual beings. That's not true.
Nope.
Okay.
I have trouble because it's not really my bailiwick. I'm used to more. Yeah.
No, the whole reason the veil between the Fae and the human realms was closed by the king at the time was because Fae were marrying humans.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask a really weird question, but in Peter Pan, right? Do we think that Neverland is him going to the Fae realm?
No.
No.
I always thought so as a kid.
Like, I always thought, like, him going, like, Neverland was, like, the world of the Fae. Like, I did, as...
Yes,
It's the underworld.
It makes sense as a kid when you're a kid, yeah.
I guess.
You know
I
what?
mean,
Peter Pan is the Grim Reaper.
But hold on.
Okay.
So pop culture is books as well, and
Yeah.
Paula brings up a good point. But Aesop fairy tales
what?
Yep.
came out in the 1900s.
Well, what about, like,
And
the Grimm brothers, then?
The Grimm brothers were like the 1800s. So I mean, when you're talking iconic,
Yeah.
fairy tales have been around since in Europe since I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. The 15th, 16th centuries.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you got, like...
1600.
you got the stories of like Baba Yaga, and you got the stories
right.
of like all of these precursors to like the actual written fairy tales as well. So, yeah.
But I mean, fairy tales came here in the 1900s.
I will say one of the most iconic of our time, Elf.
Yeah.
Elf.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Not what I thought you said.
Alf?
I thought you said.
No.
It's like,
Yeah, Alf is what I heard too.
That's the Canadian accent.
Sure.
No, but like, what's Will Ferrell in Elf?
Yeah.
That is a very iconic Elf movie. And really, the whole idea of Santa Claus.
Well, okay.
Santa Claus is kind of the most iconic.
So,
really,
look at the movie The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Or yeah, I think it's Tim Allen, isn't it?
Yeah.
oh,
but that
you got one in the early 80s that goes back before that. That's actually one of my favorites. And it doesn't... It deals with basically a race of elves. I don't remember. I'll have to look it up.
I want to build a snowman.
Well, okay, so would vampires be considered paranormal?
No. First I want to go to Paula's original. Let's talk witches. What's the most iconic witch movie?
Oh,
Wizard of Oz.
yes.
yeah.
Now my
1985.
I'm waiting for Kayla to bring up the one I think she's going to.
Hocus Pocus.
She better not, because that's not iconic anymore because they killed it.
Yeah, with the new one. Ugh.
But my favorite is Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. I also like Season of the
I
Witch
hate that
with Nicolas Cage, I would say.
Those are not demonic.
Yeah, they are. Berenstein.
Ooh.
They're still bears. They are still bears.
Are you sure? Are you really sure?
Hold on.
Don't Google it. Just either
give me a second.
Okay, you know what? We're talking worldwide, though, right?
Right.
So
Paddington is probably Satan too.
then I would have to say it's the anime movie Kiki's Delivery Service.
Who?
Kiki's Delivery Service?
Okay. I've heard of that.
It's about a young witch.
Oh, the
that
witch
goes,
that, yeah. I have heard. I have seen that.
There you go, Rick. It's not loading very fast, but it's trying.
Now, if you want to see a mini-series, watch the Good Witch series.
Or, like,
Bears are still bears.
Spirited Away is another one.
Mm-hmm.
That, if we're going to go, like, in that realm.
I'm going to tell listeners now, don't watch The Craft. The Craft just sucks.
Is Matilda considered a witch movie?
Absolutely.
Why?
Practical magic.
Well, she has
Magical
magical powers.
But it never states she's a witch.
Yeah, well. What about, like, Nanny McPhee?
She could be a god. She could be anything.
A goddess.
No. Right. God can be a woman. Don't take that away
They're
from
called
him.
the goddess.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna be an ass here, and I'm gonna say it.
What?
Harry freaking Potter
Harry Potter was good.
Is what?
It
would
was
be
good
like
enough
the
to-
most iconic witch and wizard movie,
Well,
like as
so-
far as our generation.
So let
of,
me
like,
say, Harry Potter was iconic, so iconic in fact, that it was seen as a threat and the books were burned.
Yeah.
Both here and I want to say Australia.
Yeah, Harry Potter is by far the biggest, as far as, I can't imagine there's any other witchcraft movie that would stand close to it.
Wizard of
Or
Oz.
franchise.
I would still say The Wizard of Oz.
Well,
Yeah.
But that wasn't... Did people really protest The Wizard of Oz back in the day?
No, they protested Harry Potter, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe they did.
well, what about what is that other one? Oh my gosh, I know this so well. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
That be considered like an iconic.
Yeah.
Well, then there's The Craft, and there's Witches of
Yes.
Eastwick.
Yes.
Both of them.
Those movies also came
The
around in
cherry
the 80s too, so the anti-witch, I mean, for that matter, going back to Bewitched, I mean, that had to have been a major stretch for the network to allow a witch and witches to be portrayed on air, and the religious, people at the FCC let it go.
Okay. The Wizard of Oz has Harry
I'm sure
Potter
there
beat
was
for the
concern
most
about
protests.
The My Favorite Martian too.
And Genie. Dream of
Yeah,
Genie.
Gene. Yeah.
Genie wasn't
Or
real. So
Bewitched.
Yeah.
Guys, The Wizard of Oz does beat out Harry Potter for the most protests
Okay.
because they've not only protested in the 1930s. The last one was in 2020.
You protested the Wizard of Oz?
In 2020.
They pull it from the library?
What the hell?
Friend,
Okay.
And they probably...
The Wicked Witch of the West was considered a political interpretation.
Oh my God.
I had a teacher in college that told me the tornado represented something. Obviously the Oz represented something that was an American. Whenever found
Right.
yeah. Yeah, I've heard it.
And I know that this totally is on the different end of the spectrum as far as like movies about that and everything. But what about the Blair Witch Project?
Yeah.
And that's incredibly
Show me a fucking witch in that movie and I'll agree with you.
Yeah, well, there wasn't one. I mean, they never found them. But
And the whole thing was a hoax.
yeah, but I mean, as
Who
far
knows
as
what?
like something that changed people's thoughts on shit and everything else, like iconic wise, wouldn't the Blair Witch Project be one of them that was
As a
like,
witch,
oh
it
my
pissed
God.
me off. 'cause-
I don't
Yeah.
think it fucking changed people's ideas. I think it just reiterated them.
Oh yeah.
But I'm going to
maybe.
tell you right now, as a witch, the craft pissed me off too. Because, and it brought a whole lot of kids into witchcraft for the wrong fucking reasons.
Yeah. There's a lot of movies that do that for a lot of things,
They
though.
do. No, absolutely. And I agree. So, Rick, practical magic, I'd say, is the closest to actual magic and how it's done.
Okay.
Obviously, it's cinematic and everything, but when it comes to how the ritual's done and how shit's done, practical magic is
Have you ever been to Oz?
no.
Then how do you know that it's not done that way there?
Fuck off.
We know she got a bump on the head and she dreamed the whole thing. So, was it
Yeah.
real or was
You don't know that.
So they.
Because you're still asking, was it real?
I'm just I'm gonna go with
Clearly
the
it's
fact that yeah, that was more like an Alice through the looking glass type of situation.
I'm going to tell you right now,
Wait, Dorothy was a psychopath too?
Well, probably.
No, she
I
got
mean-
lost in it. The tornado transported her into another dimension.
Yeah.
But Alice was just the Joker of Batman. She's the true psychopath.
Okay, you
If you consider Okay, Wonderland is Arkham Asylum.
Okay.
All of the creatures around her are her fellow inmates. Friend,
Okay.
all the people trying to stop her are her doctors.
Oh, what about, like, if
Well, that would
we're
be
going
Sucker
off
Punch,
it?
wouldn't it?
Sucker Punch, as well as Alice's Madness, which is, it's the only video game not considered mature, but beyond mature. It has actually been rated beyond mature. They don't want 17-year-olds playing that game.
Okay, so then why did they make it? No. Okay.
So I've got to throw this out here. Water does not make me melt.
What
I'm not going to
about
melt into the fucking floor if you don't put water on me.
what about Game of Thrones
Hold on,
and
guys, I gotta
like The
prove something.
Witcher?
What?
What about like Game of Thrones and The Witcher? Like, wouldn't those be considered like hella iconic?
The Witcher is scripted
Okay.
because he's not fully human.
Right.
Oh, I guess so. And the ones on Game of Thrones aren't human either, so...
Well, Drago is. Right.
Well, no, because they're from a different realm. That'd be like saying that Luke Skywalker is human.
Are
He's
they?
not.
Or are they just from a different time of Earth? Just because we only see the land of Westeros,
I don't know.
which is Westeros. Think about that for a second.
I don't know.
And if you look at the map, it's the Americas.
Okay.
The bottom's warm, the top is cold.
Well, okay, so like Luke Skywalker's an alien though, right?
No.
He's not human.
Why?
Because it was a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Doesn't mean that humans didn't start from Earth and go to that one.
My gosh.
Maybe they're the ancient Sumerians. Now
Okay.
they're not human?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it's alien, but it's alien.
Oh no. They fully admit the Wookiee's an alien.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
That was a terrible Wookiee.
it was.
Hey, there are terrible beings. There are terrible beings in almost every race.
Yeah, I know. I married one.
Really? You Jew-hating Nazi? Really?
Whoa!
Hey, come on.
Oh.
Ouch!
Well, that just went up a notch, didn't it? Played it quickly.
Yeah. Don't be calling people out when you are the worst.
Okay, fine.
Hey, she's ready to go back to work now.
Absolutely.
Hey, look! The saber. He's got the saber. I want a saber.
I
got the purple one. You know what that is.
yeah, aren't you supposed to be black? Asking for a friend.
Okay, so what about like
Actually, I think Akasha had a purple one too, didn't she?
yeah.
What color is
Two white
Akasha's?
ones.
Is it too white? Okay.
What about other like races though? Like would we call like
Chimpanzees are still Earthlings.
shut up. Would we call oh god, vampires and zombies and that type of like
Zombies
structure
are humans.
as
They just got
paranormal
virally
though? I mean,
Oh, they're paranormal. They're just not.
Oh, wait.
They're actually both
Zombies?
still humans.
Zombies and vampires and werewolves, wouldn't they all be mutants?
well, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so. I wonder
Yeah,
if like Professor Xavier would be like, "Oh, hey, I'll know." Like, would he invite one in?
He's still fighting for his fucking parking pass. Like he doesn't have time for shit.
Okay.
So, are black-eyed children vampires?
I don't think so.
No, they're just like left-handers. They're just
No,
demons.
because Kayla wouldn't let a vampire in the house, but she sure as fuck would let a black-eyed child.
Well, yeah. They're babies.
But it's not the black-eyed children killing. They're letting their vampiric dad come in the fucking door after they get in.
We don't know that for sure.
I don't even care. If a baby comes to my door and asks me for help and that's what kills me, so be it.
How the baby gonna come to your door?
I'm just saying.
They can't even walk.
Like, as far as black-eyed children are concerned, they're probably the scariest thing for me because I don't care.
You let them in.
I would automatically let them in. I'd be like, okay, come here, sweetheart. Like, what's wrong? And I would end up dying.
She wouldn't last a day in strong then, would she?
No.
Oh.
Do you know what the answer would be when you said, what's wrong? Nothing anymore.
No.
I'm sure that it would be, but that's what I'm saying, is that I totally, if a paranormal creature was gonna kill me, it would be a black-eyed child. Like, they would have the best chance of completely mutilating and destroying me out of every other cryptid creature.
That's not true.
What do you think?
My favorite
Bigfoot, maybe.
I'm thinking UFO pop up. My favorite vampire is still Blade.
Really, I've always liked Lost Boys.
See, and that's
Paula would agree with him. I guarantee you that's 100% thumbs up from the other side of the bed right now. That Lost Boys is the best vampire thing of all time.
Okay.
That would
just
be
Jack
the
Bauer before.
that would be the Bigfoot version that would kill Kayla is the Blade version because he'd like pick her up and be like, "Believe this, bitch," because she doesn't believe in him. So
It's. I have issues with Bigfoot. Okay. I have issues with believing. Okay. So wait, what?
So talking about
Robert.
A book series called Anita Blake Vampire Hunter.
Oh, okay. Yes, definitely.
John Claude.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That is the best book vampire movie.
so
Well, it's not a movie yet.
I know they need to be making it into one. Oh my god, it is awesome.
Yeah.
I still got to stick with my favorite.
Some odd books in this series, guys. Hello, you've got to read this book.
I think 20.
My favorite is still.
The only
My-
problem with making things from books into movies is they generally do bad translating, especially in a series. So
Depends on. If they give the author complete control, it has worked a few times.
the best thing that could happen would be streaming, and it's put out as a series.
here's the thing. Comparing the book Christine to the movie Christine, you can't get all the detail some authors put in their books into a visual effect.
But you want to know a vampire book that they actually did a good job with that with?
Probably Anne Rice.
Yes. Because she had complete creative control with the movie.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
She
the
did
thing.
not
That's
with the
the
second one.
authors-
She did not with the second one.
authors-
Go ahead, Rick. Sorry.
Oh no, sorry. Phones. It's hard dealing with the stupid in and out of the. But yeah, authors tend to get really unhappy that these. Oh, you didn't make my book properly, and sometimes they have legitimate complaints. But you're having to condense a huge volume, like the Stand, which is a fantastic book, but there's no way they could have condensed that into a movie. It'd have been at least 4 hours, and it would have left out huge chunks. And the miniseries did leave out huge chunks of it. So
Right.
you almost have to. You're going to do a 2.5 hour movie. You're not going to do a book justice. You have to look at them as two separate things. It's the book, and
But
it's
that's
the movie.
why the author should have complete creative control to decide whether it should be a movie or a series. For example, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, he did not have control for the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
And the first 2 seasons honestly suck ass. They gave him control in the 3rd season, and that's when everything picked up, and all of a sudden, that was the best series we've had in a long freaking time on a TV set.
Yep.
Because all of a sudden, in the first 2 series, they killed off everyone that was predictable. After the 3rd season, he killed off anyone he fucking wanted. 2 people pissed him off on Twitter, so he killed off their favorite character. He asked them who their favorite character was, and then he just killed them off. Then he couldn't do it, so he had to figure out how to bring them back.
Right.
Because he needed them for the story.
So I want to bring something else up, since we're talking Avengers characters as well. I like the Crow.
The Crow?
The original The Crow with Brandon Lee.
I don't.
No?
No.
Because they tried to remake it.
A good actor would have finished that movie.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Nosferatu?
What?
I like the Crow. In they brought in the Raven. The Raven is a messenger of the soul. So
Right.
if you know symbols and omens and whatnot, yeah. I thought the Crow was awesome.
Oh, dude. The best anything has ever described the Raven is definitely Edgar Allan Poe.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
The Simpsons did it better.
Oh.
Homer Allen Poe. Nevermore. You gotta admit, they did take that and make it way more entertaining.
It was kind of funny. But I'm like a huge, huge fan of
And I
Edgar
would
Allan
say
Poe.
that is one of the most iconic things in our world today, too.
What's that?
Treehouse of Horrors.
The Simpsons in general. They
Yeah, it is paranormal
everything.
because, friend,
They're fortune tellers.
nothing against all you like, the real psychics, Nikki, but none of you can beat them. They still have the world's most predictions of anything.
And they were right 10 years later.
Well,
Like,
they also have 30 some odd years to where they could just. Okay, Trump's being a douchebag. Okay, well. Yeah,
not
what's
to
the most
mention.
What's the most vain thing somebody can do? Run for president. There you go.
Not to mention that, but if you actually look into the writers of The Simpsons, they are all redonkulously smart people. Okay? And I mean genius level smart people.
Oh yeah, you had the people that were writing for National Lampoon. So many of those people came from because that's like the Ivy League guys. That's the was it Harvard? I think National Lampoon.
Well, there's
was
Harvard, Yale. Yeah, there's
But
some.
I think Harvard was National Lampoon's that's where it got started. So,
Yeah, there's some
Yeah.
massive intelligence that goes around some of these freaking movies. And, in order to come up with some of the concepts that these writers and everything come up with, they are some really smart, really talented people.
Well, and something I wanted to swing back around to, and it's the alien part of things.
Okay.
What was the movie Fire in the Sky? Shouldn't that be the big alien thing as far as representing what alien abduction would look like? Or
Yes and no, because Fire in the Sky is still continuing today. Travis Walton changed. Travis Walton literally is still on the circuit today of talking.
Yep.
And he changed
Right.
his whole story about how that movie was done. And about not just how the movie was done, but by what happened to him.
Okay.
Because they made the movie based on what he originally said, and in the books and whatnot. I think he wrote a book. But he changed the entire really storyline, because he came out later and said what really happened was, with the way they portrayed it, They tortured him. They beamed him
Yeah,
up. He
he's
disappeared.
changed his story like a good 4 or 5 times.
Huh?
He's changed his story a good 4 or 5 times on
Just
what
twice.
actually happened.
Just twice, because he came out later, years later, and said they didn't mean to. They killed him.
And I would not put Fire in the Sky in the item of pop
I
culture.
wouldn't either.
I would put it in the item of a cult classic. There is a huge difference
Okay.
between a cult classic and a pop
Yes.
culture item.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's not
Just-
true either, because there are plenty of things. Plan 9 from Outer Space is pop culture. I mean,
What is?
it's garbage, but yeah.
What is?
Plan 9 from Outer Space, or the one with Ed Wood that made the Alien movie, and there was a vampire in it. And, Bela Lugosi's in it is the mad science. I mean, really, pop culture. Yeah, I would assume that Fire in the Sky is considered just as much, pop culture as, well, anything else. And it did put alien abduction. I'd say Close Encounters probably did it correctly and did it first, I guess. But yeah.
okay, I want to tell you guys a little personal story about Fire in the Sky, just because I think it's hilarious. Okay, so everybody seems to think I'm some kind of alien.
Well, you gotta tell us what really happened in Travis.
So,
But you are an alien.
my sisters, both of my sisters, are completely terrified of aliens. Okay? Completely and utterly terrified of them. They don't want anything to do with them. They don't want to see a movie about them. They don't want anything. Because of the movie Fire in the Sky.
Uh-huh.
Because they sat down and they watched that together. And ever since they watched that movie, they have both been ridiculously, scared shitless of aliens and alien abduction and anything to do with aliens.
And that's the movie.
Don't
that
they
scares
shrink
them?
wrap
Are they
him at some
freaking
point?
kidding?
No shit, right? Don't let them watch Fourth Kind.
Crap.
They absolutely 100% refuse to watch The Fourth Kind or any other alien movie from
They
that
watched
time.
it at an age where they shouldn't have.
The
Yeah.
Arrival.
Oh God.
But you got to remember,
Yeah.
they were already adults when those came out.
Yeah.
They were kids when they saw, little kids when they saw Fire in the Sky.
You didn't have that part.
4 and 7.
Yeah, that'd be terrifying to a 4 and 7-year-old.
You know,
There are two
It's like
stupid alien.
our sister-in-law
where
cat
they
is
say-
absolutely terrified of zombies.
Ooh, don't ever watch World War Z.
She won't. She hates when she walks into June's house at Halloween
Oh,
and she sees the zombie on the wall.
Right.
She closes her eyes as she walks by.
Okay.
But it's because she watched Night of the Living Dead.
when she
As
was
a-
way too young
Yeah.
to watch that movie.
The other one is, who's seen Puppet Masters? It's got, that's the,
Yeah.
I've seen that in years.
I saw that
those
a
guys
really
in
long
South
time ago.
the alien version, the alien Puppet Masters. It's got Martin Sheen and no. Donald Sutherland and Kiefer Sutherland are both in it.
No.
And it's called The Puppet Masters. And it's an alien movie. That's what you need to check out.
I know a The Puppet Master series, but I don't know.
No, that's different. That's different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen that.
It's got both Sutherlands in it, which I thought was just cool as hell to have father and son in a movie. Oh damn!
There's quite a few of them that do that.
Yeah.
Not paranormal movies or anything like that, but
Right.
quite a few movies have featured both the father and son.
Okay, so zombies. Zombieland is my favorite, just because it's funny. But World War Z, I think, is probably the most accurate.
Accurate. Okay, but iconic would still be Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah. Iconic. Night of the Living Dead, absolutely.
Friend, I don't honestly know if anything will ever beat that one out.
No.
Well, the
Number 2 with "Get that dang screwdriver out of my head." That's always stuck with me.
Zombie movies? Oh man.
the one with the mall.
Yeah, that one was freaky.
I've seen both versions, and they're both terrifying.
Zombieland is pretty good. I still have a different favorite.
What?
I just couldn't remember the name of it, so I had to look it up. Right, but one of my favorites is still Warm Bodies.
That was a different twist to it.
Yeah, where they're trying to figure out if they can have sex.
Ew. What about that?
I like Warm Bodies because it threw a completely different twist to how a zombie's gonna act.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a comedy, an English comedy, Shaun of the Dead.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh God,
Yeah.
yes. The first of the Cornetto trilogy. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And just so you know, Simon Pegg, who plays Sean, is the one guy from my time, who is in the trifecta. He has played it. He has done all. Not only has he done all of them, but now he also has a directorial debut for Star Trek.
Yes. Yeah, he's.
What?
Simon Pegg's genius.
Yeah.
What was that other zombie movie that was super weird like that? It was like Fido or something?
Yes.
Where-
No. Yeah, it was Fido.
Where they had like zombies on a chain and you could like adopt a zombie.
Yeah, and it was a 1950s era type thing. Like it
Yeah.
displayed the 1950s.
Would
Correct.
the corpse bride be considered a zombie?
Yeah, I would say so. How about the cartoon?
I would too.
Yeah.
Oh, 28 days later.
I gotta say that depends on. Do you consider Frankenstein's monster a zombie?
Well, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Because if you do, then yes. Because she is put together.
Okay.
And yeah, 28 days later, that was another creepy one.
Yeah, that's
She's not
the
bad,
one
she's just
freaking
drawn
out.
that way.
Speed of the zombies that they were.
Not to be mistaken with 28 days.
And they're and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, we're on a sprint." All these guys are Usain Bolt.
I will say,
Uh,
the second most iconic is gonna have to be The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Only because it spawned so much zombie stuff
Yeah.
everywhere. Everything between. There's a zombie Star Wars.
Well, and
No.
it ran across multiple platforms.
Well, and like
Because it started out as a graphic novel.
Hocus Pocus had a zombie in it.
Yeah, just one.
There's what?
There's a zombie in Hocus Pocus. Okay.
The three
He
witches.
is not a zombie.
He
He
is
is
a
my
zombie.
friend. Leave him alone. Be nice to him.
The Walking Dead, pretty much, and I'd have to. I guess it's a sub-shoot off of the Prepper people, but I mean, it created a whole group of people that seriously consider that there is the potential for zombies out there, that we're messing around with biological weapons or something, that they go to the extreme to make trucks
And they
houses.
just opened up the biggest biological lab in, I want to say, Virginia.
So how many fans of The Walking Dead do you think went into their bunker after COVID and never came out?
They're probably still down there.
Hey,
But real
wait.
quick, so Paula says,
I don't know
guys,
if it's populated.
Paula says, guys, the paranormal pop culture thing that scares me the absolute most is any evil children. kids are scary enough in normal version, right? But the Damien, but like Damien, Pet Cemetery, The Bad Seed, Children of the Corn, and so on. No. The Omen. There you go. Village of the Damned.
Stay with us, Danny.
Village of the Damned. Yes. And
yes.
Why is it children? Because people see children as innocent. So the minute they portray children as evil, that just makes it a scary movie right off the bat.
Kayla brings up The Last of Us. Now, The Last of Us, I would agree, is pop culture, and I would agree that it is going to be iconic. It is not yet.
What's the last
Mushroom zombies.
Oh. Okay.
The Last of Us started out as a video game, moved into a graphic novel, and now has made its way on as a TV series on Max, I think.
Yeah, I think it's on
And
Max.
it's really good. It's only in its second, like we only have one season of it, but it was fucking worth it to watch.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty good movie.
Now, like I think if it continues and I can actually get as far as The Walking Dead,
It was
it
called
has a chance.
The Last of Us.
Well, okay, and
But I don't
like
think it actually. The thing is, I don't think it actually will last that long.
bringing up the like whole cryptid thing really quick again. Wouldn't that weird Netflix movie Sweet Tooth fit into that?
I don't know. I didn't watch that because you wouldn't let me.
No, Darkness Falls.
Or would that be more like mutant?
That's
yes.
Yes.
Eric,
The Tooth
thank
Fairy.
you.
Yes.
That movie. You have to have the light, a flashlight, some kind of light to keep the
Yep. Darkness Falls was awesome.
What about like Stranger
You
Things?
have to have a bat next to
Yeah, Stranger Things would be, but it's not really iconic.
Stranger Things I would consider iconic.
No. Anyway.
It is, but
No.
it's
I guess it would be more like a cult following than iconic. So
well, you know who watches that crap? People, me and Eric and Paula's age, because it's 80s stuff. It's our wheelhouse.
so it's nostalgic, not iconic.
But yeah, it you know what? The funny thing is, I've never watched an episode of that show, and I should, because it'd be like, oh, flashback, except it's not. I think everything they do in that show that's 80s related is what's considered, anybody younger than us, that the way they assume the 80s are. Everything is the most extreme version. It's Prince, it's Madonna, it's Michael Jackson. This is the way we dress. Paula dressed like that. I did not. I wore a t-shirt and jeans.
In what era?
The 80s.
Don't lie, you didn't wear
The
clothes
80s.
in the 80s.
Sorry, it was an 80s tangent, but the whole thing with Stranger Things is it's set in the 80s.
Yeah, but
I
you're
gotta
lying
be
to us,
honest.
Rick.
Right,
Cool.
right.
I didn't wear clothes in the 80s.
You weren't born in the 80s.
Yes,
you
I was.
You know what?
But she also didn't wear clothes in the 90s, so.
You have a stereotype of what the 80s looks like.
All right, guys, we have 1 minute left. What are we talking about next week? Do you have a topic? You kept on saying cult following. I was thinking cults.
Oh god, no.
Fuck yeah!
Oh, I hate cults.
Yes, cults are awesome.
Then why do you try and get into so many?
I don't try to get into them. I try to become the overlord.
Walmart, Target.
Oh.
You went to all of them at one point.
All right, so next week, cults.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, friend, we will be back next week with another episode of the S-4 Bunker. Thank you very much for listening.
Good night, folks.
Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Data transfer complete. System malfunction. Please evacuate immediately. Program terminated.
Son of a biscuit eater.